And that great win the other night over Wisconsin, 47 points. As the tip is underway, Duke with the first possession, and we'll get you to the complete game when you guys finish up.
Bill, if we had a bigger...
Thank you very much. Three-pointer right there from Niall Murray, but it is 18-6 for Duke. They have hit almost every shot. Chris Duhon has 6 assists already. Dante Jones to miss. Jason Williams already has 3 threes for a game-high 9 points. And the Blue Devils have made it look easy at the offensive end, and they have been tenacious at the defensive end.
That's a great word, Dan. They have been absolutely aggressive offensively. Defensively, they've been swarming the basket, trying to create confusion on every screen up top. They're clicking. They're putting a lot of pressure on the floor. We see Temple starting to get a little bit of a movement of their own right now.
Greg Jefferson with the putback to make it 18-8. Temple not deep at all. Kevin Lyde, one of their starting big men, out with an ankle sprain. No foul there. David Hawkins, the starter a year ago, out with academics right now. So Temple may only go 6 deep in this game, and that's trouble when you're playing at Duke's pace.
Yeah, that's a good job by Ron Wallace. They're not giving up the lane. Dante Jones turns in. Great leaper. Couldn't quite get past.
Lynn Greer misses another shot. We've got a couple of really the all-time coaches in college basketball in this building tonight. Both of them, John Chaney of Temple and Mike Krzyzewski of Duke, inducted into the Naismith Memorial Hall of Fame just 2 months ago. Krzyzewski, Chaney, and Bob Knight, the only 3 active coaches in the Basketball Hall of Fame. And when you think about everything a college coach is supposed to be, you really have to think of both Krzyzewski and Chaney. They have both done so much for basketball. Jason Williams is doing a lot for Duke right now. He's got a dozen.
I tell you, Jason Williams has already made 3 threes, and he's looking, 4 threes. He's looking for a shot. They said that Duke was having trouble shooting the 3-point ball. It doesn't look like it tonight.
Leslie answers. Jason Williams in his last 5 games had hit only 2 out of 25 3-point attempts. He's already got 4 threes in this one. Nick Horvath has stepped in now for Duke. Another wide open look for the hot hand who misses here. But Horvath with a strong rebound, blocked by Rollerson.
Good job by Horvath getting in on the offensive glass. Rollerson does a good job denying the shot. Very impressive offensive Duke basketball team. Very impressive at tonight's early.
Lynn Greer, number 14, coming off a 47-point game at Wisconsin a couple of nights ago, has yet to score tonight. Rollerson over Horvath, and he draws the foul.
I think it's designated Duhon as being a stopper. He gets right up into Lynn Greer. He is looking for it.
Here's the big story, one of them for Temple. Kevin Lyde, outstanding front court player, great rebounder, sprained his ankle a few days ago against Penn State. We do not expect to see him tonight. They hope to have him back for Villanova Saturday. If not, they hope to get him back against Alabama at the Jimmy V on December 18th. So early on the floor, and the only big man for Temple is Rollerson, about a 300-pounder, 6'10". And for Duke, Jason Williams has been the story early, so hot. Daniel Ewing, freshman, McDonald's All-American, has come into the game. And he has done a nice job in support of Williams and Duhon, or alongside them in a 3-guard look.
Comes right in, handles the basketball, very poised for a freshman. Doesn't make many mistakes, gets the ball to the right people. Looks like they pass down to Casey Sanders.
Sanders kicks it back out. Duhon to Horvath, and he's blocked from behind.
Boy, good basketball right there by Duke. Good ball movement, good defense by Temple. Good thing to make something happen.
Well, they were down 15 at one point. They've got it back down to 9 right now.
Really got knocked on their heels early. Now it's starting to settle down.
3-pointer won't go for Murray, the true freshman. And Sanders rips down the rebound.
Good box out by Sanders. Has a much larger Rollerson on his back. Didn't give up the position. Did a good job of keeping it safe.
This dreaded matchup zone that John Chaney uses has not been much of a problem at all early for Duke.
Rotations have been rather slow early in that matchup zone. It's cost them some big 3-point buckets.
Temple starting to extend now after block start. Williams to Sanders for the block.
Boy, that's excellent basketball. That's a great drive and read by Jason Williams. That's why he is the odds-on player of the year so far. He's the basketball coach extremely well.
And every time down the floor, everybody touching the ball for Duke. 11-point lead for the Blue Devils. This place rocking already. Westby, and there's a foul by Holman. Sanders actually blocked the ball, but it's Horvath on the floor who's charged with the foul. We'll step aside and tell you about a couple of legendary coaches in the building here tonight when we come back to Durham.
Nova, overtime, final seconds. Nova down 1 and a chance to win it. Reggie Bryant here.
Reggie Bryant.
Rejected away and Penn the upset as they win it. Ivy League over the Big East. How about that? 75-74.
Saturday night, ESPN, another Big Five battle. Back here in Cameron, 11-point lead for Duke as we send you down courtside to Mark Jones. Mark?
Scoreless so far. Greer arguably the most durable player in all of college basketball. Last year, he led the entire nation in minutes played, 1,465 minutes in all. This year, averaging 42 minutes a game. Now, he credits his durability and strength to his training. In the summertime, he plays in the Sunny Hill League in Philadelphia against NBA stars Allen Iverson, Eddie Jones, and players of that caliber. John Chaney, the head coach, says that the only way that he comes out of a ball game is if he commits 2 fouls in the first half, or, of course, if he gets hurt. But so far, no points for Lynn Greer. Guys, back to you.
Mark, thank you very much. 42 minutes per game because Temple is coming off a double overtime game against Wisconsin on Monday, and Greer played all 50 minutes in that game. So far this season in 5 games, he has missed 13 seconds of action because he fouled out late in 1 game.
Oh, he's such a bright basketball player, Dan. He runs the show for this team. He has to be on the floor. He's the main guy. Even with Kevin Lyons, they utilize Lynn Greer to get him the basketball, to play off of him, to be open to hit that three-point shot. So, very important piece of this simple offense.
And Duke switching off on him. Duhan had him. Right now, Dante Jones is on him, a much bigger and a very athletic player. Here comes Greer off the screen, trying to get started. Into the paint, can't get it up in the air as it's not going to bounce.
Well, he did a good job getting past Jones, turning his shoulder right into the middle of the defense. Hooper happened to be there, sliding away.
Sanders out. Dunleavy back in. 23-12 early for Duke. Jason Williams has 12 points already on 4 threes.
Just doing a good job making them start their offense way out above the head, really extending them. They make them play 1-on-2 basketball. There's nowhere to go.
As Greer finds that out the hard way. Before the game, a real nice touching moment between 2 of the great coaches. I love you, John Chaney says to Mike Krzyzewski. They shared a very special moment back on October the 5th when they were both inducted into the Naismith Hall of Fame. Combined more than 1,200 wins between Chaney and Krzyzewski. John Chaney, a great player in his day, went on to play pro ball in the Eastern League, Division II National Championship at Penn State. Great run at Temple, 5 trips to the Elite Eight. Still looking for that first Final Four berth. And to Mike Krzyzewski, what can you say that the Banners don't say? 9 Final Fours, 3 national championships. And I think everybody who follows this game has so much respect for what both of these coaches have done for the game.
Hey, man, it's just a privilege to be here announcing a game and being in the same building with these 2 gentlemen. Don Chaney has done so much for basketball, done so much for these young men who come to his program. Young men that may not be able to go to other programs, other coaches may not want. He takes these guys and makes absolutely stellar young men out of it, as well as Coach Krzyzewski. Graduates these players, teaches these guys about discipline and becoming better basketball players, better people. My hat's off to both of these guys.
They have met on 6 previous occasions, and Krzyzewski's 5-1 against Chaney. 2 of those wins coming in the NCAA tournament, in the Elite Eight, in fact, denying Chaney a chance to go to the Final Four. That was in '88 and in '99. Double team on Rollerson. Has to put it up for the baseline, can't get the bounce.
Rollerson really taking a tough shot, going away from the basket.
2 Blue Devils there, and neither could convert on the alley-oop.
Like see Rollerson catch the basketball, go towards the goal. He's fading away, too big to be fading away.
Greer, another miss. So the guy who scored 47 on a Monday up in Wisconsin, still looking for his first points tonight. He's 0 for 4 from the field.
I mean, he may have left something up there. That's a lot of points, a lot of minutes.
3rd highest point total in Temple history Dunleavy with the answer, and the Blue Devils are red hot from outside.
Boy, you can't leave Mike Dunleavy wide open. I mean, he's just too good of a shooter. Has great court awareness. Has put on some weight. Weighs about 220 pounds. Looks great. Maybe the best all-around performer on this Duke team this year. Playing great basketball.
Averaging better than 17 points per game. Greer was looking for the foul, doesn't get it, and Rollerson can't put home the rebound.
Rollerson's got to be more aggressive down there. He's getting off balance. They're getting underneath him. He's got to go up strong and finish.
Dunleavy again. 11 for Dunleavy.
Well, you don't want to leave him loose on the floor.
Last year, the Duke Blue Devils set an NCAA record by making more than 400 three-pointers. They haven't quite been themselves so far this season from outside until tonight.
Well, you see Mike Dunleavy square up. I think the thing that's so potent about this Duke basketball team is they have 3 or 4 guys who can consistently come out and make three-pointers. And they continue to shoot the three-pointers. Temple has to go to the basket a little bit stronger, though, I believe. They're getting knocked off balance, not taking advantage. You see Rollerson down here under the basket. All these guys are up there and underneath him. He's going away from the basket. No fadeaway shots, big guy. Get in there and go to that glass, create body contact, create fouls.
And again, at that end of the floor, to make you realize how much Temple misses Kevin Lyde. Rollerson, he's a big guy, 300 pounds. Lyde's out with an ankle sprain, and Lyde's a guy who can play 35, 36 minutes. Rollerson is not used to that, but he's got a huge job ahead of him here tonight.
He really does. And I think Ron Rollerson's a fine basketball player with a lot of upside. And I know John Chaney really believes in this young man. So he needs to get in there, be aggressive, establish himself, make some things happen for this basketball team. He's a senior player, got to make stuff happen.
Dante Jones now on Greer. Boozer comes over to help. Look at the little guy get into the paint. And there are his first 2 points of the night.
Well, I didn't think we'd go 12 minutes before Len Greer would score in this basketball game the way he's been playing. But that's okay. A lot of basketball left. He can continue to push momentum up, get his team involved. No matter, who knows what can happen.
Jason Williams, NBA range on the 3. Kept alive by Ewing and back into the hands of Williams.
Ewing gets the rebound, does the right thing, gets it right back to Jason Williams. Good ground.
And Boozer to Ewing, who kicks it out. It's still Duke ball, but Boozer's done a really nice job not only establishing inside, but kicking it back out as well. All Duke leading by 15 early. The story of Mike Dunleavy when we come back to Durham.
Right train. This guy, Mike Dunleavy, as a freshman he came into Duke, wasn't quite as big, wasn't quite as strong, 6'7", weighed just 200 pounds, put up some pretty good numbers despite that. Then his sophomore season, he continued to grow on and off the basketball court, grew to 6'8", put on about 5 pounds, and this season he is one of arguably their best player along with Jason Williams, averaging 17 points a game. And when he looked back on it recently at the airport in Maui, he pulled out an old driver's license, guys, and he looked at it. It was from his Portland days as a high schooler. It said 6'5", 180 pounds, state of Oregon. He looked at it and kind of laughed and chuckled, thought back to how far he had come. Back to you guys.
Mark, great stuff. And I had the privilege of being out at Maui, and there was no question that Mike Dunleavy deserved the MVP award at that tournament as Duke beat Seton Hall, South Carolina, and then Ball State to win the championship. He was dominant at times out in Hawaii.
Just has a real good basketball IQ. Has a lot of things that you can't teach. One of them being savvy. Knows where to be, just like that.
For the passing that Duke has shown us already in this game has been incredible. But tomorrow night, the top college football players in the land will be honored as ESPN presents the Home Depot College Football Awards Show at 9 Eastern. Eric Krause, Ken Dorsey, Rex Grossman up for Player of the Year. Julius Peppers, one of the candidates, one of the nominees for Defensive Player of the Year. The Home Depot College Football Awards Show on ESPN. Three-pointer no for Williams. North Carolina likes to see a little bit of Peppers in a basketball uniform about now. Off the glass and good for Brian Polk.
Polk gets out, runs the floor, does a good job. Great ball movement on the other end by Duke. Got a shot for Williams. That's what they were looking for. Temple's got to be a little quicker getting out, but they made a good transition back.
Duke flying here early in this game. Took an 18-3 lead on the strength of some unbelievable three-point shooting. Mike Krzyzewski has been on his team, even though they're 6-0, to play harder, play better, more together, more communication. And they were unbelievable the first 5 or 6 minutes of this game.
He just got after Boozer a little bit there for letting Polk get to the basket so easily and giving him a layup.
coaching for the tomorrows as much as for today. Dunleavy with another 3 attempt. And Rollerson snares the rebound.
Boy, that was a long three-point attempt. But that's a part of their offense. They'll alarm you sometimes at the rate of three-pointers that they will shoot. But they make a lot of them.
Look at how they're challenging Greer, even 30 feet from the basket. Inside, off the glass, pretty good for Niall Murray, the freshman from Houston. And Mike Dunleavy wants to settle things down a little bit. Calls a timeout with a lead down to 11. Let's check in with an update from the studio and Bill Pito.
All right, Dan, as we check in on Purdue and Xavier, Maynard Lewis for the Boilermakers. In transition, beats everybody and lays it up and in. And it's 63-58 Purdue, under a minute to go.
Now Xavier, one of Temple's Atlantic 10 foes. Temple in the east and Xavier in the west. 11-point lead for Duke right now. And we've seen some great looks for Jason Williams, some great looks for Mike Dunleavy. One of the reasons Duke's getting so many good looks is that guy, Chris Duhon, not only playing good D on Lynn Greer, but also setting up everybody in the white uniform.
I tell you, he's already got 9 assists as we see right here. And I think he was challenged before this basketball game to come out and participate at his highest against Lynn Greer. And he's been right up in his face every step of the way. And I think Duhon's developing into a real defensive stopper.
There's Dante Jones with a clear pass to the basket, and he draws the foul.
Boy, Dante Jones is really a high riser. Gets to the goal, explodes to the pass baseline, gets the run rolling real quickly. Rolston can't get his hands up to stop him.
Jones, a transfer from Rutgers, sat out last year. John Chaney going to work on a Greg Jefferson. Always the same look for Chaney. Always the black tie and the collar open, and always looks like he just wandered in from somewhere. He says if they win, he keeps the tie. If they lose, he gives it away. So he's kept it a lot more often than he's given it away over the years.
About 659 ties. Boy, what a legend. What a great basketball coach, a great man. John Chaney's done so much for the game of basketball, and these young men that come through his programs have been very, very fortunate.
Jones, a childhood buddy of Jason Williams, played together over the years, and one of the reasons Jones, when he decided to leave Rutgers, said, I'm going to Duke. It's just the second transfer Mike Krzyzewski has taken here with Sean McLeod, the other.
I think Dante Jones is going to be a real special player by the time he leaves this university. Still plays a lot with athleticism right now. Got to develop the fundamentals. He loves to get to the basket, dunk the basketball, get that jump shot down, that ball handling a little more crisp. He could be a real special player because of his athletic prowess.
And there he is out on Greer. Here comes some help from Casey Sanders. Now Greer finds a little bit of room. Somehow gets the shot off and hits.
That's the basketball right there. That's the flat going out getting it. Lynn Greer didn't have anywhere to go. Changed direction. Went back against the grain of the defense and made his own shot.
4 for Greer now, who's averaging 28 points per game on the young season.
Comes off the pick. Does a great job right here. Dante Jones gets picked by Rolling. There's the double team with Sanders. He goes right back at the big guy, which is what you're supposed to do because there's no help there. Big guy's trying to get back to his own man so he doesn't get yelled at. Greer creates his own shot. Great job.
You know, he's small, 6'2", only about 170 pounds. He's not lightning fast. He's got good quickness, but he's not the fastest guy you'll see in college basketball.
Real deceptive with the basketball, though.
Jason Williams knocks down the first. He's off to a big start. More basketball coming your way tomorrow night. Kevin Braswell and the 15th-ranked Hoyas are down in Columbia to take on Dave Odom and the South Carolina Gamecocks tomorrow night, 7 Eastern on ESPN. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. It's fun to get a look at Braswell. And if healthy, Michael Sweetney, one of the nice inside-outside combinations for the Big East. Craig Eschrick has himself a pretty deep team again this year.
Dave Odom down in South Carolina did a great job at Wake Forest for numerous years. Hated to see them leave, but they'll go down trying to revitalize that program. He'll do a good job.
There's Greer again. Triple team. Throws it away.
Well, that is just outstanding defense. That is wonderful defense by Duke. Greg Jefferson made the cut and had nowhere to go. Look at Jason Williams. Look at his eyes. He said, yes, sir, I'm going to be the defensive player of the year. I'm going to dig in on this guy. Look at him. He won't give him an inch. That is concentration right there, Dan, to the utmost.
Well, it's like Greer's the honey and the Blue Devils are the bees. Wherever he goes, they swarm him.
Transition opportunity for Temple. I think that's going to be their best bet in getting baskets, getting shots.
Dante Jones trips clear. 3-on-1. Jones can't finish. Gets it back.
Well, he probably should have gave that ball up. Duhan was wide open.
Dunleavy from the elbow knocks it down. Dunleavy with 13.
Dante Jones goes into that basket. He needs to go ahead and dunk that basketball. He's too good of an athlete. I'll give the pass up for Duhan to cut to the basket for easy layup.
35-20 Duke. They beat Temple twice last year. Once in the championship game in the preseason NIT, and then once in Philadelphia. 8th turnover committed by Temple. There was number 7 just moments ago.
Dante Jones just stayed right in position. Lynn Greer went to the crossover maybe one too many times. There's Duhan, give him the basketball. Duhan said, hey, man, come on. I'm a superstar now. Give me the ball.
I give it to you, you give it to me. Yeah, I'm impressed with the way Boozer's been passing quickly and decisively from the post.
And it's so important to have a big guy who's willing to pass that basketball. I mean, Carlos Boozer could get 15 a night for this team pretty easily, but he's giving himself up to make the offense work. He realizes that when they start knocking down the barrage of threes, when the adjustments are made, he's going to get his opportunity. That's very unselfish basketball. Very impressive.
Greer with 4 points so far tonight. Now Jones on him again.
Lower it again.
Holt from the wing for 3.
Oh, that was an outstanding shot. Ryan Holt just got in the position, got in the slot, took his time. Tough shot, defense running at him, made a big shot.
6'4" sophomore, sat out last year because of academics. Big score in high school, 30 points per game as a senior. Now Jefferson slaps it away from Boozer.
Good job by Jefferson. Carlos had the position. Just kind of let up a little bit right at the end, allowed Jefferson to knock that ball away.
Double team on Greer, and he throws it out of bounds off Boozer. About the only thing he could do. So we'll step aside. 12-point deficit for John Chaney. We'll show you a little Chaney-Krzyzewski history when we come back to Cameron after this.
One blustery autumn.
Times Duke has won. The only Temple win came back in 1996. The Carmen Wallace 3 gave Duke a 10-point lead. But then late, Temple goes on an 18-7 run. Good defense as always by Temple. A couple of dunks for Derek Batee. And the final, Temple 59, Duke 58, as we mentioned. Twice, Duke and Temple under these coaches have met in the Elite Eight. And twice, Duke has won in 88 and 99. I think Mike Krzyzewski, Brad, almost feels a little bit bad about denying John Chaney a spot in the Final Four, somewhere Chaney's never been.
Oh, I doubt that. Mike Krzyzewski's going to get after you no matter what. John Chaney, though, has done an excellent job. These are two wonderful programs. Like I said, we're very fortunate to even be here calling this ball game tonight, Dan.
No question. Watching two of the real coaching legends in college basketball, not just today, but all time. And again, 2 of only 3 active coaches in the Naismith Hall of Fame. Bob Knight, the other.
Good pressure by Jason Williams, showing a lot of foot speed right there, getting up into the basketball. Look how far that offense is extended.
Duhan fighting for the loose ball. Greer gets taken.
Great hustle. Chris Duhan giving up his body for his basketball team. Mike Dunleavy, he gets the reward for it. That's just great hustle. They're pushing Temple's offense 25, 30 feet out on the basketball court. They can't even get started before they get past the hash mark. Turnover.
You know, Brad, Chris Duhan hasn't scored yet, and he just might be the best player on the floor today.
Doesn't need to score. He's done everything tonight, including getting that rebound. He is doing an excellent job getting his teammates in the game. That's what counts.
Duke on the run again. Williams to finish for Jones.
That's good basketball. Great court awareness. Duhan starts the pass. Dante Jones makes a good pass. Cutting to Williams. Good basketball.
And without Kevin Lyde and without David Hawkins, not a lot that John Chaney can do right now. Greer inside, a lot of contact, and a block is called. Well, folks, we want you to log on to ESPN.com and tell us who you think the 2001 Sportsman of the Year should be. We've got one of the nominees right here in the building tonight, Mike Krzyzewski. Of course, when you look at guys like Barry Bonds and Lance Armstrong, some top competition. Let's throw it out to you guys. Who are you voting for, Brad?
I'm voting for Mike Krzyzewski.
Mark, what about you?
Well, you know what, guys? I'd like to say that I'm a homer with Coach K, but, man, when you look at the profound effect that Shaq has had on basketball and at his level, I'd have to go with Diesel right now.
Well, we'll update you on the voting as the night goes along, as people check it out on ESPN.com.
How's Mark going to go with Shaq? Shaq can't make free throws. Man, give me a break.
Barry 23 home runs, you know. Oh, what a steal there by Polk.
Good job by Polk getting back into the defensive lane there.
Crossover for Greer, gets the shot off, but misses, and Dunleavy That's where the extra 15 pounds come in handy.
Getting on the backboard. Lynn Greer just cannot get a rhythm. This guy can, though.
Williams, one of his few misses tonight.
Well, he's wide open, too. Well, this is not a very deep basketball team. We talked about Temple. Coach Chaney will usually play 7, maybe 8 guys, but big Kevin Lyde not being able to anchor that middle. Also, Hawkins not being available. That really hurts this team.
Yeah, he's down to 6 tonight, really. Polk from the baseline. He has looked strong.
He's done a good job. He's got a variety of shots around the goal. They need to keep going to him. He's the only hot hand. Lynn Greer is yet to get to this ball game.
Polk averaging 5 points per game. Already has 10 here tonight.
Just to slow the pace down. Do a little execution. Work on the things you work every day. Try to be crisp, be precise at the end of the half.
Boozer just slides right around Rollerson. Dunleavy with the rebound, and he'll go to the line.
Well, they're just out hustling Temple right now on the backboard. Well, good job. Jones makes a nice entry pass into Boozer. Goes up, gets it blocked by Rollerson. Dunleavy comes in. There he goes. The big guy comes in. That new 20 pounds on. He's bumping, well, not quite knocking people around, but he's getting in there anyway.
He's not getting knocked around as much as he used to. Foul on Jefferson was his 3rd. And that shows you how thin Temple is right now. Line on the bench. Jefferson's out there, even though he's committed 3 fouls. Rollerson's got to stay on the floor. They just don't have many options.
Not much depth.
Dunleavy and Williams going back and forth for the high scoring honors right now. They have combined for 33 of Duke's 41 points.
And now, once again, Duke's got that defense extended, making the offense look for a long pass. Those long passes get intercepted.
That's one of the few good looks he's really had tonight.
That was a great look. Mike Dunleavy was right there in his face. The defender was running at him, and he makes that shot. Tough shot.
7 for Greer. Again, if you missed it earlier, as we bring you back inside camera, Jason Williams the miss. And Jefferson the rebound. Duke leading Temple by 13. Dan Shulman, Brad Doherty, Mark Jones with you. Here to Cameron. Coming up at halftime, Bill Pito, Jay Billis on the Remington halftime report. College hoops tonight. Here comes Duke again on the run with numbers. Dante Jones can finish with the best of them, but he takes the hard foul from Niall Murray.
Excellent block by Casey Sanders down on the other end. Greer beat his man, got past him in transition, got into the lane, but he didn't see Casey Sanders back there lurking and made an excellent block shot, keeping the ball into traffic. You know, his guys gather the ball, go there on the floor. Good job.
A real shooting display from Duke here tonight.
Excellent shot block right there. Knocking it to your teammate, give him a chance for a fast break.
A guy who once had 19 blocks in a high school game. Jones at the line.
I thought Casey Sanders came on last year when Carlos Boozer got hurt. I thought he played superbly. Gave this team a little different look. With Boozer in, a little bit more of a physical brand of basketball. Casey came in, real fluid player, can run the floor, gives a lot of athleticism, and they did very well while he was in there.
And reaching up, taking it off the rim is Polk.
I just brag about Casey for a good 15 seconds there, and he commits a bad foul. Come on, Casey.
Well, that was his problem out in Maui. He'd come in, give him a great 3 or 4 minutes, but then chop, he's back on the bench with a couple of quick ones.
And he's not a physical player. And once he realizes that, and he can play the finesse game and dominate because of his athletic ability and shot blocking ability, he can be a heck of a player.
Well, a basket here, and Temple can't be all that upset with the way things have gone. They were in jeopardy of getting blown out here tonight, trailing 18-3, 5 minutes into the game. Greer and Duhan got a piece of that. Here it comes. Dunleavy throws it away. They got time here if they hurry.
Dunleavy overthought the situation.
Greer, no. By his standards, a quiet first half with 7 points. Dunleavy with 17. Jason Williams with 16. And Duhan doing a little bit of everything for Mike Krzyzewski and the Blue Devils. 9 first-half assists for Duhan. And Krzyzewski and the Blue Devils a 13-point lead on Temple. Heading to the break, trying to remain unbeaten and the #1 team in the country. They were up 15 15 early. Temple got it back to single digits. And it's 13 at the break with Duke leading Temple. We'll send you to the Remington halftime report momentarily. But first, down to the court. Here's Mark Jones.
Dave Blackwell, they stung you earlier with a little full court pressure. How do you get Greer off offensively? They're running 2-3 guys at him.
Well, you know, we just got to concentrate. The other guys got to hit some shots. Basically, these guys are too good. They're not going to allow Lynn to get off the way he got off the other night. We got to keep running him off screen, and hopefully, you know, he'll find his rhythm with the other guys getting some shots, and it'll free him a little bit. But, you know, they're doing a lot of concentrating on him, and, you know, we got to expect that for the rest of the year. Teams are going to do that to him.
All right, thanks a lot, Nate. Guys, back to you.
Mark, thank you very much. Greer with just 7. Duke leading by 13. Back to Bill and Jay in the studio. Fellas?
On first half, Xavier's down 3. It's David West pulling up for the 3. Then down the stretch, however, it's Purdue as they work the defense here. Rodney Smith to Willie Dean, and it's back to Rodney Smith. Nifty play there. What a play. And Purdue wins it by 4. They're now 5-2.
Boy, that's a huge win for Purdue against a very good Xavier team. David West, one of the best players, certainly inside players in the country and overall players. He had 31, and if he can step out to the three-point line with regularity like he did in that highlight, Xavier's going to be even tougher to beat. But you got to like Purdue. They've been out-rebounded on the season. They've given up 45% shooting, but they came to play tonight.
When we come back, a surprise in the Big 5. It's Penn and Villanova, and much more on the Remington halftime report.
We're looking for the closest shave. Oh, not his. Couldn't get the tough spots. But he did. He got total closeness with the new Remington TCT, the only shaver designed to get the tough spots. With a unique system that first trims the hard-to-get hairs, followed by 3 flexing foils to cut even closer. And now introducing the new Remington Rotary TCT. More flexing action than any other. The new Remington TCT shavers. Total closeness for your money back.
For everything she means to you, and everything she ever will, the Freestone Room, for your past, present, and future. A diamond is forever.
I wanna be like Buddy Lee and help out everyone I see. I'd help my neighbors with Tai Chi like Buddy Lee. But if I had any sense in me, I would not be Buddy Lee. Lee Dungarees can't bust 'em.
Use MSN to get online. Use it to buy cashmere sweater for older sister. Use it to buy pearl earrings for younger sister. And gift exchange with sisters, it's at 7 p.m. Want an internet service you can really use? MSN from Microsoft is a great alternative to AOL. MSN, more useful every day.
My poor mom. She doesn't have a clue. What does she know about me? About my life? I don't know how I'm supposed to act or where I fit in. What if I can't do it? What if I screw up?
If you need someone to talk to, you can call the Girls and Boys Town National Hotline. They're ready 24 hours a day, and they understand what you're dealing with. The call is free at 1-800-448-3000. The answers you're looking for are only a phone call away.
Phil Pito and Jay Billett back on the Remington halftime report. Duke at the half leads Temple by the count of 41-28. Penn, Villanova, all the making. We're in overtime, Jay.
Reggie Bryant takes the ball under 10 seconds left. Villanova down by 1. Wants to get something going to the basket. He does, but Ugonna Onyekwe with the left-handed block to seal the win. What a great victory for Penn, who was down 10 points at half after shooting 29% in that first half. They forced 24 turnovers by Villanova. Ricky Wright had a terrific game for the Wildcats. Andy Toole with 21 points. He really gutted it out with a stress fracture in his foot that is going to have to require surgery later this week.
Aside from a 7-point loss to Illinois, Jay, Penn has been perfect. St. Bonaventure, Oklahoma, meeting for the first time ever. Jason Dietrich, whoa, and a foul. Sooners up 4. Second half, Bonnie's down 3. J.R. Bremer, whoa, ties it at 58. Later in the second, Sooners down 3, and Aaron McGee is going to step out, nail the 3. He was all over the place, had 18 rebounds, one of those upcoming here. McGee also with 10 points, and Oklahoma with the McGee bucket on the inside went up 75-66, and the Sooners go on to win 80-74.
Ebby Era, an outstanding player, junior college transfer, and Aaron McGee, 19 points, 19 rebounds in the ballgame. He was fantastic. The left-hander can really score.
Jay, Andy Katz, Reese Davis, College Hoops Tonight, ESPN, midnight Eastern Time. Much more on Temple against Duke, the book on Lynn Greer, and a mid-major uprising. College Hoops Tonight after Sports Center tonight over on ESPN. And after a half, Casey Sanders and the Blue Devils lead Temple 41-28. Enjoy the second half, everybody.
Farm tables, we have them all. Small rectangular, large rectangular, round, drop leaf, tile top. And today you can buy this table and 4 chairs for only $149. Now that's Tom Peterson.
And Glorious Stew.
Where can you go to relax with friends and enjoy authentic Italian food? Giuseppe's, of course. You'll love the relaxed atmosphere in Giuseppe's Lounge, where you can get our delicious pastas and baked lasagnas, as well as your favorite wines, brews, and cocktails. And Giuseppe's Restaurant is still the best place to bring your whole family for a marvelous dining experience. Giuseppe's Italian Restaurant and Lounge on Southeast 3rd in Gresham for a big taste of Little Italy.
But miss, I ordered a small.
But sir, this is our small.
That's our famous 7-piece living room group for only $4.98.
All 7 pieces for only $20 a month.
Now that's Tom Peterson.
And Glorious Stew.
We're looking for the closest shave. Oh, not his. Couldn't get the tough spot. But he did. He got total closeness with the new Remington TCT, the only shaver designed to get the tough spot. With a unique system that first trims the hard-to-get hairs, followed by 3 flexing foils to cut even closer. And now introducing the new Remington Rotary TCT. More flexing action than any other. The new Remington TCT shavers. Total closeness or your money back.
On a knock over casino. $150 million without breaking a sweat. Scared? You suicidal?
You are up to something, Danny.
Exactly. Check the batteries?
Ocean's 11, rated PG-13, starts Friday. Now get the Wall Street Journal delivered for 8 weeks at just 38 cents a day, a 50% savings.
Call 800-454-6500. That's 800-454-6500 for the Wall Street Journal.
ESPN2's exclusive presentation of NCAA basketball is brought to you by EA Sports and Madden NFL 2002. If it's in the game, it's in the game.
13-point lead for the number 1 team in the country. Heading to the second half, 2 Hall of Fame coaches.
I love you.
In the building here tonight, John Chaney and Mike Krzyzewski sharing a nice moment before the game. And what do these 2 great Hall of Fame coaches have in common? No matter how much they're up or how much they're down, they both keep coaching. Mike Krzyzewski, even though his team had a huge lead at times in the first half, never stopped working his kids, trying to get everything out of them that he can, knowing that there's going to be some big games down the stretch for Duke. For about 6 or 8 minutes there, Brad, I think we saw the Blue Devils play as well as they've played so far this season.
They played outstanding basketball. Williams and Dunleavy give you 33 points in the first half. They shoot 23. They're doing an outstanding job of putting a lot of pressure on Temple with their offense.
Chris Duhon with 9 assists in the first half. Lynn Greer, who averages 28 points per game and scored 47 Monday against Wisconsin. Just 7 points in the first half. He was hounded by any one of 5 different Blue Devils in the first half. He gets by Duhon here, but can't get the shot off.
I tell you, it's basically Duhon. Chris Duhon has been all over Lynn Greer. I think when Lynn Greer got off the bus and opened his gym bag, Chris Duhon jumped out. He is all over him.
Jones to Dunleavy and a foul. Duke shot the three very well early in the first part of the first half. Wound up missing their last 6. They were 7-14 for a while. Turnovers key. Temple averaging 10 turnovers per game this year. 10 turnovers in the first half tonight against some really strong Duke defense.
Just did not respond well to the pressure that Duke applied early. They really came out and got after him as soon as the ball was thrown up.
For more, let's go courtside. Here's Mark Jones.
Yeah, guys, I had a chance to speak with Johnny Dawkins, assistant coach of the Duke Blue Devils at halftime. He says exactly what you said, Brad, is that they were incredibly happy with the intensity, especially defensively in the first half. And they expect adjustments by Temple in the second half here, especially with Greer trying to run him off of more picks and some staggered screens and probably even have him ISO a little bit more. But so far, that seems to have not worked, Brad.
That's exactly right. Now, what happens with that is when you try to set a pick for a guy, you got to get that big guy involved. Oh, big-time finish by Brian Polk. I didn't interrupt that, but that was outstanding. But what they're trying to do is Temple's trying to draw Duke's big guys out, get them involved in that pick and roll, and make a big guy switch out on Lynn Greer. It's just not happening.
Daniel Ewing checks in here early in the second half for Duke. At the other end, how about Brian Polk, who's now 5 for 5 with a dozen points. He's the high scorer for Temple. Usually it's that guy.
Well, that's what Nate Blackwell was talking about at halftime. Somebody else has to come in and pick up some of that load and create a little bit of a vacuum, a little bit of space, so Lynn Greer can kind of get free and get some looks at the basket. He's not even getting a look at the goal.
And again, if they had Kevin Lyde in there to create some space inside, draw a double team, maybe Greer could get free every now and again.
Oh, that changes everything. Yeah. Big Kevin Lyde, he eats a lot of space up. Good footwork on the post. You have to attend to him. Maybe with 2 guys, you can't see him.
Well, here comes the big guy we haven't seen before. 6'9" freshman out of Atlantic Beach, Florida, Glenn Elliott, checking into the game as Rollerson comes out for the first time. And again, Rollerson, a 300-pounder, not used to playing a ton of minutes, played all 20 minutes in the first half. So we'll see what Elliott, who doesn't play very much, see what he can do against Cruiser.
I'm going to tell you what Elliott can do. He can jump out of the gym. He can work a little bit fundamentally, but boy, he's a great athlete. You're going to see some high flying here.
Greer again can't shake Duhon. Now he does.
That's good basketball. Kept his focus on getting to that square to shoot that basketball. Didn't stop. They got to get back. I told you.
You called it. There's Elliott.
This kid can flat get up. Look at that. That's a nice move. Look at it. Continue to go to the basket. That's what the young players can watch. When you turn that corner, don't ever stop until you're stopped. When your progress is not impeded, you keep going until you get all the way to the goal.
Duhon, another sweet feed. Williams passes it right back to his backcourt mate, and they'll reset. Now Williams wide open again. Too easy.
Well, how can you not get out on Jason Williams? He made the initial pass out to Duhon, who was wide open for a second. And how can you not be with him when he runs back out and shoots a 3-point shot?
Jason Williams, 2 threes total in his last 5 games. 5 of them already here tonight.
Here's the switch we talked about early in the basketball game. Dunleavy's long arms, long body guarding.
Westby to miss. Williams is fouled from behind by Niall Murray.
I mean, if I'm guarding anybody, I'm going to make sure I'm with Jason Williams, probably the best player in this gym, best player on the planet. I'm not going to leave him wide open. Look at that. There's nobody within 20 feet. Got to get on that guy.
I mean, player of the year candidate, all that. They got to know where he is.
Unbelievable player.
Although the way Dunleavy's been hitting, he's been equally dangerous tonight.
That's just not fair.
14-point lead for the Blue Devils. Williams and Dunleavy with 36 on Duke's 46 points, and now make it 38 of 48.
Big Mike Dunleavy down on the block. Get that rebound. Going up strong. Good pinch on that weak side. Step into that player's hip. Get that rebound. Comes off long.
19 apiece for Williams and Dunleavy. Greer again trying to get by Duhon. And hits. What a player.
I'll tell you, he got fouled on that. He got fouled on that. That was a 3-point play.
11 now for Greer. Duhon. Ewing wide open.
Nice looking shot by the freshman Ewing. That's good basketball.
Duhon having quite a night in spite of the fact still he has not scored a single point. Wesby shakes free on the baseline. Dunleavy tips it to himself. Tough pass. And it's out of bounds. It stays with the Duke.
Easier pass would have been to go ahead and throw it to Williams, who was directly in front of him. Could have made an easier pass and handed it off to him. Tried to make a cross-court pass and got muddled there. Got a break there. They seem to capitalize when they get breaks. That's what I admire about this Duke basketball team, is when mistakes are made and they get an opportunity to come back and cover up or make up that mistake, they usually do it 9 times out of 10.
Up by 17, matching their largest lead of the night. And Boozer over the back. Later on tonight, midnight Eastern on ESPN, Reese Davis, Jay Billis, and Andy Katz bring you another highlight-filled edition of College Hoops Tonight. All the news and highlights come your way every Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday night on ESPN. For more information, log on to ESPN.com. You and I doing a little Carolina Duke Doherty Billis reminiscing during halftime. You guys spent the same 4 years together in the ACC.
Played 4 years against Jay Billis. Excellent post player. Did a good job. Gave me fits when I played against him.
Greer's starting to give Duke fits right now. What did you say in the first half? It was 12 minutes into the game before he scored?
12 minutes before Lynn Greer scored. That's just not going to work for this basketball, Temple basketball.
He's got 13 now. The problem is he's got 22, Jason Williams.
This guy is unbelievable. He smells blood in the water, and they better do a better job. Somebody needs to be with him at all times.
6 threes tonight for Jason Williams. And again, a double team on Greer out near half court, and that's an over and back.
Good defense. Good play by Mike Dunleavy.
18-point lead for Duke. What a building they play in here in Cameron, and we'll give you a guided tour when we come back after these messages.
NBA Live 2002 EA Sports 6 game. Rated B for everyone.
Cold, hard lemon, dark odor, a different shade of yellow.
Pizza Hut announces us versus them. Them are the pizzas that skimp on toppings. Us is Pizza Hut, the people that load them on, like on our new Ultimate Pepperoni Lovers Pizza, bulging with not 1, but 2 layers of zesty pepperoni, and now with 6 kinds of cheese. They've never heard of that much cheese. For pepperoni pizza perfection like this, 2 layers of pepperoni and 6 kinds of cheese. It's not $12.99, it's just $8.99. $8.99. The new Ultimate Pepperoni Lovers Pizza, only at us, Pizza Hut.
Back at Cameron Indoor Stadium, I'm Mark Jones. 54, the 36 Blue Devils with the lead. Here at Duke, they really know how to make a mark out of their history. Let's take a tour deep inside the bowels of Cameron Indoor Stadium. First of all, to the Hall of Honor, a place where 18 men and 5 women players have been enshrined. Gene Banks, Carrawell, Brand, some of the famous names that mark the history here, the championship history at Duke. There's 1 national title, one of 3 national championship trophies that sit inside the Hall of Honor, recently dedicated just a couple of weeks ago. Then the Inspiration Room, a theme is defense there. Maybe the theme is defense there. Wojciechowski, one of the guys that punctuated the points here at Duke. And the Hall of Champions also one of the marks here at Cameron Indoor Stadium, and high above the rafters, 10 jerseys retired, including that man, Billy King, who played here back in 1988, and now the general manager, guys, of the Philadelphia 76ers, making some great calls there in the program. Back to you.
Mark, thank you very much. Williams is clobbered by Rollerson. Big fella hits the floor.
Good job by Rollerson. Took up a lot of space in there. No little guys getting shots off and got the basketball.
What do you remember, Brad, back in 82, about the first time you came into this place?
Boy, this is a heck of a place to play. Best environment in college basketball. Crowd's always into the game. It's a lot of fun. I was fortunate enough to win 3 times when we played here in college. It's unheard of, but very good basketball program here at Duke, and it was always fun to come over here and play and to compete against these guys because, you know, there's no question, best basketball program in the country.
Polk has been hot tonight, and he continues. Brian Polk with another three-pointer, and it's 54-39. 15 for Polk.
That's when I played it, too. That's when Mike Kessler first got started.
Casey Sanders inside, and he'll draw the foul, go to the line.
They'd have just gotten rid of him, Dan. We'd have been all right.
Well, remember, his second year and his third year, Duke was a sub-500 team, and Coach K wasn't quite so popular, but it got better and better and better. Great recruiting. Well, now that they named the court after him, I don't think they're going to get rid of him. 15-point lead for Coach K and the Blue Devils. He's got himself a lifetime contract in addition to having the court named after him.
And he deserves it, man. I think he graduates these guys. They become fine young men once they leave this basketball facility, and it's great academic institution. They go on to do better things for the community, society, and he needs to be applauded.
We are here in Durham getting a treat watching 2 active members of the Basketball Hall of Fame. John Chaney, the head coach at Temple, Mike Krzyzewski, the head coach at Duke. 2 of only 3 active coaches in the Hall of Fame. Bob and I, the other one. But right now, Mike Krzyzewski's having a little bit more fun tonight because John Chaney's undermanned. Kevin Lyde is out. Lynn Greer not scoring like he normally scores. David Hawkins out with academics for the first semester. And not even Casey Sanders can get up to get that one.
Good idea, not a good pass, though.
Jason Williams loses it.
I think Temple has to really push the basketball. I know they're coming down trying to get some sets out of their everyday run offense, but boy, they got to get a shot opportunity.
Alex Wesby all the way. Follow no good. Rebound Horvath.
Here comes Duke. They're going to put a lot of pressure on him right now in the transition. There he is right there.
Wide open Williams. And finally a miss. Horvath. Boy, Duke just has a ton of energy tonight.
There it is. Oh. Shoot that ball behind. That's unselfish basketball at the high end. Trying to get Casey Sanders a shot. I like that shot to Chris Duhon. Let Casey Sanders get the long rebound. He had it all worked out by himself.
Over on ESPN a little bit later on tonight, about 45 minutes from now, in fact, Stuart Scott and Rich Eisen. We'll have Sports Center for you. All the action from a busy night in college basketball. Stuart Scott took a shot from the crowd here at Cameron tonight as a fellow Carolina guy. I'm sure you can relate.
I saw that. That was, I didn't like that too much.
It was harmless. Just Stu Scott wishes he was a Duke. No! Paul Ames and draws the foul. I thought you were treated rather well last time when we came in here.
I snuck in. No one saw me. Usually they're not too kind to Carolinians when we come into the building.
John Chaney working the officials right now. Still trying to get his kids back into the game. And here's maybe the most impressive guy on the court tonight. Polk's got 16.
I see, when you're a Hall of Famer, look at that. He's patting Larry Rose and they say, look, Larry, man, come on. What's going on? All right, give me a break. Can you help me out? Just a little bit. Oh, he's so animated. Look at John. But John's up by 20. He still looks the same. He's mad. He's coaching every minute.
You know he's going to turn 70 in January. Little whispers here and there that maybe this might be his last year. He's got 4 senior starters who will be obviously gone for the program at the end of the season. All you know is that whenever John Chaney goes out, he's going to go out on his terms.
No doubt, without question. Boy, I hope he doesn't go. He's in great health. He's in great shape. He loves the game. And these kids need him. We need John Chaney in college basketball. He is an institution, and kids learn so much from him. These guys come out better young men for being around John Chaney.
And what you said is accurate. As much as they learn on the court from him, they learn more away from the game.
Without question. Basketball doesn't matter. It's what you take with you when you leave these institutions that's important.
Dunleavy, Boozer back into the game. Got a new face. Paulie Smith has checked in now for Temple, freshman from Jacksonville. Boozer inside with the left hand.
Good poise by Dante Jones. Took his time, got the shot, made the move he wanted to make, and got the ball into Carlos Boozer, with Smith in him being real aggressive with it.
16-point lead. Temple's had trouble getting it into single digits the entire night. career. That's about the first time he's been able to set his feet and take a shot.
Something real flat tonight. I mean, this hadn't looked good on any of his jump shots.
Well, you've got to think after playing 50 minutes 2 nights ago in the double overtime game in Wisconsin, he might be flagging a little bit, but he had enough energy there to get an Academy Award drawing that foul.
Smart basketball. As it goes in the booth, it creates a foul. Goes free throw line.
Assistant's working as hard as Coach Cheney. Jason Williams back in. And Daniel Ewing out.
I guess that was not a shooting foul. Looked like one to me.
Yes. Not a compromise. Gave him a foul, but didn't send him to the line. Here's Smith, the freshman who inbounded. John Cheney forced to go deeper than he normally would like to.
John Cheney with Nate Blackwell sitting on the bench over there. Maybe the heir apparent. Former Temple player, excellent player, played pro basketball a while.
Knocked out of bounds by Williams.
As well as Duke with Johnny Dawkins sitting on the bench there, who turned down numerous coaching opportunities. One of the bright young minds in college basketball.
Coach K's got 3 of his former guys assisting him, all former point guards and captains under him. Not only Johnny Dawkins, also Steve Wojciechowski and Chris Collins.
You know, we got to get some big guys sitting on the bench somewhere. How come all these coaches have guards sitting over there? How come a big guy can't sit over there? We can do a little bit. Oh,
Alex Wesby with the miss from 3.
get on this guy.
Well, they're just getting lucky that he's missing here in the second half.
Yeah, Tim, they're just running block to block. You can't do that. You got to recognize who's got who. I mean, if I'm standing on the basketball court, I'm a Temple player. I'm saying, okay, I've got number 30. You've got who? Everybody get a man. Be responsible. Even in a matchup zone, you get down, you got to work out. You got to be there.
Is it just fatigue? 4th game in 7 days?
It looks like they're a little bit tired. They're a little bit sluggish and lethargic getting back. Lynn Greer's struggling shooting the basketball. And fast break, there's nobody around.
Yeah, there's nobody back. Duhan, is caught by Wesby, but a foul is called.
I'll give Wesby an A for effort. That was great hustle. We just man no one was back. He comes into the picture. I mean, there's 3 white jerseys out there. Wesby's the only one that gets back and stops the basket from being made. Great hustle.
So more than 28 minutes into this game after Wesby commits the foul, Duhan goes to the line. Still scoreless tonight, but he has dished out 11 assists already, 2 shy of his career high.
Talk about good basketball. Let's watch this right here. Dunleavy catches the basketball. Look how far ahead he throws the ball. That is great basketball because it gives the ball a chance to bounce. It gives Duhan running in motion, catching the basketball. All he has to do is go straight to the basket in stride. That's just great basketball. You can't really teach that stuff, man. Savvy.
Yep. And Dunleavy's had those great instincts from the moment he arrived. Obviously, he had them long before he got to Campbell. One of the biggest reasons why Duke, #1 and unbeaten, and in charge here, leading Temple by 17 midway through the second half.
Now is the time to go behind.
Let's go get our boy back.
Enemy lines. Behind Enemy Lines, rated PG-13, now playing only in theaters.
Use MSN to get online. Use it to buy cashmere sweater for older sister. Use it to buy pearl earrings for younger sister. And gift exchange with sister, it's at 7 p.m. Want an internet service you can really use? MSN from Microsoft is a great alternative to AOL. MSN, more useful every day.
Having some fun, fellas.
Now is the time to go behind.
Let's go get our boy back.
Enemy lines. Behind Enemy Lines, rated PG-13, now playing only in theaters.
It is my privilege
to induct you as a coach into the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame with all rights and privileges. Congratulations.
A former Army officer and the best coach that I've ever had a team play against. Mike, would you come up here?
And John Cheney joining Krzyzewski's presenter, Bob and I, as the only active coaches in the Naismith Memorial Basketball Hall of Fame. Krzyzewski's wife, Nikki, always alongside, and John Cheney and Mike Krzyzewski go to the 1,200 wins between them, and two of the real pillars in college coaching.
Right now, this Temple basketball team needs to keep chipping away, trying to make something happen. They've tried different things. They need to go inside a little bit, though. I'd like to see Rollerson get some touches. They started out early giving him the ball, but haven't gone to him as of late.
Rollerson still without a field goal in this game, just a couple of free throws. But when you talk about Duke, you think about great defensive players. Over the last 15 years, 7 times a Duke player has won National Defensive Player of the Year, including Shane Battier 3 times. Steve Wojciechowski won it. Billy King won it. We talked about him a little bit earlier. Now the current general manager of the Philadelphia 76ers. And Billy King was recognized and honored a little bit at halftime for all the great work he did, mainly defensively, back in the 80s. And he's standing by with Mark Jones.
Hey guys, I'm with Billy King right now. And Billy, your last year, 1988, you lost in the semifinals to Kansas. Do you see any similarities? We're going to talk with Billy in just a bit, but first we're going to take a short break. It's 58-41. We'll be right back in just a minute.
How do you make buying your next appliance a good experience? By working with knowledgeable staff who really care about your needs. By dealing with no-pressure salespeople in a friendly atmosphere who believe in great customer service. This is what you'll find at Riegelman's and Hamilton's appliance stores. Bosch dishwashers are really quiet and so efficient they qualify for Oregon's energy tax credit. Come into Riegelman's or Hamilton's and get the quality construction and elegant styling of Bosch. And brand source buying power saves you money. Come into a Riegelman's or Hamilton's today.
I got the right training. I took the fast track to success, and now I'm getting ahead in the computer field.
What are you waiting for? To succeed in today's high-tech world, you need the right skills. At Concord Career Institute, you can receive hands-on training to give you the skills for success in our Computer Service Technician program. This program offers great preparation for A+ certification, a well-recognized credential that proves you're committed to success. Call Concord Career Institute right now at 1-888-483-0700 and get the training you need for the successful career you want.
Sports during wartime.
No other school has lost its entire football team in this war.
For Japanese Americans in internment camps, baseball was their savior.
Outside the lines, World War II, Fields of Play, Fields of Battle. Friday at 7 p.m. on ESPN.
College basketball on ESPN.
Kevin Croswell and the Hoyas head down south to face hometown fave Aaron Lucas. Georgetown, South Carolina, Thursday at 7 on ESPN.
And we are back at Cameron Indoor Stadium. Duke leading by 17 points, 58-41. Mark Jones joined by Philadelphia 76ers general manager Billy King. Billy, any similarities between this team and the one that went to the Final Four in 1988 that you were on?
Well, the one thing is they're a better offensive team than we are, but I think the same theme there is defense, and that's what's going to lead to the offense.
How has your coach, Coach K, changed over the years? Some people say he's mellowed, some people say he hasn't. What's your take?
Well, he still expects and demands defense, and you're going to play it the right way. I was at practice today, and a lot hasn't changed. He's still demanding.
What made your Duke experience so unique as opposed to maybe if you'd gone to another school?
I think the main thing was not just the basketball, but it was more the university and the people that weren't basketball players or athletes, and the people that went to school with. That was the special part of it.
One last thing. When are you going to cut a check for the air conditioning in this place?
It is hot down here, man. Come back in about 4 months. It'll be on there.
All right, guys. Hey, Dan, like you said, if you're low on the dome up top, you don't feel the heat quite as much. Back to you.
Well, heat rises, Mark, and up in the rafters. I guarantee you Brad and I are as hot as you guys are down there as Lynn Greer bangs in a three to make it 58-44. You know what Billy said about the Duke experience? Even though kids may not get as many minutes here, maybe the number 2 or 3 option instead of the number 1 guy somewhere else, they all want to come here. And Mike Krzyzewski has what some people feel is the best recruiting class ever coming in next year with 5 kids who are ranked in the top 30 by most publications.
Well, he's put himself in the position with his excellent coaching and his excellent record, along with this wonderful academic institution, to reload each year. I mean, that's the position they're in, and you have to be envious of that. And the Philadelphia 76ers need a guy like Billy King, who's an excellent defensive player. He's got to guard all that money up there on those guys that can't make free throws at 10-foot shots.
17-point lead now, 22 for Dunleavy.
Dunleavy's playing an outstanding basketball game. Almost made an incredible steal 2 plays ago on the baseline over there.
Another Temple turnover, and again, that's what Temple usually does so well. They take care of the basketball. They may not be the greatest shooting team in the world, but they generally will get more shot attempts than the other team, but that's not the case here tonight, other than a guy like Brian Polk. Brian Polk has been very, very good. Hasn't missed a shot. Career high for the sophomore.
Played well. Just their management of the basketball is difficult for them. They haven't had a lot of consistency on taking care of the basketball, giving it to the right people who are open, instantaneously. And it's put a lot of pressure on this ball club.
Another very difficult schedule for Temple to begin the season. As always, John Chaney loads up on the opposition in November, December, takes his lumps, but his team is always better off because of it in February and March. Last December, Temple lost 7 in a row. In March, they made it to the Elite Eight.
Rollerson had his drop step to the basket.
Little jump hook.
There you go, big guy.
Yep, first field goal for Rollerson tonight.
I mean, Carlos Booz is a big guy, but he is just not big enough to guard Ron Rollerson. And all he's got to do is catch that basketball, turn those big shoulders, create some space, drop step. There's nothing that can be done with it. You got to be in shape. You got to be ready.
Dunleavy baseline and a foul on Wesby. Lynn Greer's the guy who has led Temple in scoring every game so far this season, has not missed a second or has not missed a minute. There's 13 seconds so far this season. He's taken 21 shots already, making more than 7. And not really much he can do. He's always playing against 2 or 3 guys.
They're always off balance. That's the key. Keep him off balance if you're playing defense on him. Don't let him get squared up. Don't let him get in a good rhythm because he's going to make shots.
Number 4 on Wesby. Meanwhile, Dunleavy and Jason Williams have had too many open looks for John Chaney's offense. How many times have you seen a guy like Dunleavy spot up behind the arc and have a wide-open 3?
He's been all over the court, though. I mean, look at this. 23 points, 10 rebounds. That's outstanding. I was going to say, he's been all over the glass. He's done a good job on the offensive board. He's stolen the basketball a couple of times. What a great, great performance by Michael Dunleavy.
With his basketball IQ and with him putting on weight, and most people figure he's a 4-year guy, that he's not going to leave after his junior season. Just imagine how good he is going to be.
Outstanding. He's going to be an outstanding player next year. And hopefully he'll stay and bring a lot of credibility to this college basketball game.
Dunleavy has already recorded the 3rd double-double in his career tonight. Already know Jason Williams and Carlos Boozer have said this will be their last year. Rollerson grabbing for it along with Nick Horvath, and the arrow is going to turn it over to Duke.
Nick Horvath in there battling with Big Rollerson. Horvath sat out last year with a foot injury, and I know they're glad to have him back. Brings a little leadership to this ball club, and pretty scrappy player.
Yep. He and Casey Sanders maybe only getting 6 or 8 minutes tonight, but they're important minutes for Carlos Boozer to recharge his batteries on the bench.
Very important pieces of this puzzle. Everybody's got a role, and they all understand their roles. That's what makes them an outstanding team.
Horvath can shoot it a little bit from outside, too. And Jefferson aware of that, out guarding him on the perimeter.
Duke taking their time, trying to run a little offense, break down a little pass. Oh, man. Boy, that's too easy. Looks like he can get that all evening long.
Yeah, you don't usually see Temple give that up. First field goal of the night for Duhan. Greer, and there's a foul on Duhan, who other than that has really been outstanding defensively on Temple.
Hey, look at this. Turns the corner right down the middle. I mean, that's layup city. Good job.
Duke's had anything they want offensively for most of the night.
It was our first house, and shortly before my parents' grand inspection, there was a tiny problem. I told my State Farm agent I had to get it fixed fast.
When you choose State Farm's Premier Service Claims Program, there's no calling around for estimates. You just go straight to a participating contractor and they'll guarantee their work.
So this is it?
It's just that simple.
Why, they don't build them like this anymore.
No, they don't. Premier Service, just one more way. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Checking out digital cameras?
Yeah, I need FireWire compatibility so that I can email my pictures.
Sure. This one also makes MPEG movies.
Really?
He's excited. It's for our baby. Congratulations. Considered any names yet?
Yeah, maybe Sony or Olympus, but you're the expert, right?
We know how you feel. That's why we're here. Circuit City. We're with you.
How about an LCD screen?
LCD, chickenpox, we're gonna screen for everything.
Yes, you Steve. Nice tan. These things are amazing.
Introducing Dockers Mobile Pad.
ESPN2's exclusive presentation of NCAA basketball is brought to you by Circuit City. We know how you feel. That's why we're here. Circuit City. We're with you.
Mike Dunleavy matches his career high with 24 points in this game. Now, we talked earlier about the ESPN.com poll. Who was your choice for Sportsman of the Year? We gave you the 5 candidates, and Lance Armstrong, in a photo finish, takes out Barry Bonds with Coach K taking the bronze.
Told you it would be still on here.
That's what Mark Jones said. Mark, what are you thinking about down there?
Hey, I never believed in guys that couldn't make foul shots anyway. Did I say Shaq?
19-point lead for Duke. Dunleavy, Boozer on the bench right now. Undermanned Temple squad, playing his 4th game in 7 nights. Looking a little fatigued. Lynn Greer has rallied to score 16, but they have all been tough points here tonight.
Well, they'll continue to play hard. That's the one thing this Temple team will do. Like I say, they've been spread a little thin, and you can see that. And Coach Chaney's real animated there.
Number 14, Lynn Greer. Now the Owls still figure to be one of the top teams in the Atlantic 10. 1-1 now for Greer, great free throw shooter.
Yeah, you got St. Joe's and Xavier down there. It's going to be a real dogfight, those guys.
Temple's going to play Villanova on Saturday night into the Big 5 battle for Villanova. Beaten tonight by 10. You can see that game on ESPN Saturday evening at 8. This game for Temple, their 6th of the season, and all 6 of their opponents were in the NCAA tournament a year ago. No cupcakes for John Chaney.
They're really going to battle. St. Joe's got a good ball club. We have to wish Phil Martelli a get well soon. He has a torn ACL.
Tomorrow night, we'll switch you over to some college football. Time for the Home Depot College Football Award Show at 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific on ESPN from the Boardwalk down at Disney in Orlando. The Home Depot College Football Award Show on ESPN. For more information, log on to ESPN.com.
Coach Chaney's over trying to tell the Temple fans, come on, give us some support. Speak up. Can't make anything happen. Need a little encouragement.
They have not been able to get it inside double digits in the second half, and now Greer's called for the offensive foul.
Chaney comes over and tells the crowd to come on, let's go, let's go. I don't know what Coach Chaney's doing now. I think he's a little disappointed in the way things are going, so he wants to be challenged.
And his players certainly get challenged. Don't forget, we talked about Temple Villanova. Don't forget that both of these teams are taking part in the Jimmy V, December the 18th. Great doubleheader on ESPN with Temple taking on Alabama, and then the big one, Duke and Kentucky.
Well, it's going to be a good ball game. I can't wait to see that game.
What a doubleheader that'll be. It does not get any easier for Temple. We talked about Villanova, then Alabama, and then DeJuan Wagner into Memphis. How about Lynn Greer and DeJuan Wagner going at it on ESPN2 on the 20?
Lynn could have a big day. We know DeWan can flat play. Good block by Rolison.
You know, the big guy can block some shots.
He's got some agility, I'm telling you.
Upcoming schedule for Duke. They'll head up to Ann Arbor, then take on North Carolina A&T, and then there's the big one we were talking about. Duke and Kentucky at the Jimmy V on ESPN.
That's going to be fun.
Duhan for three. It has been a three-point bonanza for the Blue Devils tonight.
Well, they've just gotten every shot they want to get. The ones they've missed have been just because the shot was just not going in. It wasn't because of great defensive pressure or anything like that.
Duke has 12 made three-pointers tonight.
Look at this offense once again way out here starting. Just take a long shot as a result.
Greer inside, and the lefty lays it in.
Good job by Greer. Penetration is excellent.
Averaging 28. He's up to 20 tonight. And remember, didn't score in the first 12 minutes. Now, kick ball on Niall Murray.
Well, watch Duhan here. He comes off that screen. Look at that stroke. Oh, man, that's just as good as it gets. That's a conductor's move right there. He's run area. Oh, that feels good, doesn't it? That feels good.
Each and every night, a capacity crowd, 9,314, packed this little building. They have the time of their lives.
Duhan goes to the basket hard. Could have been a foul there, but no call.
Travel on Wilbur Allen, a walk-on freshman from Irmo, South Carolina, getting his first action tonight.
Wilbur moved those feet a couple times. 2 minutes. Get him set, put the ball on the floor, and go.
First time we've seen Allen in the game. John Chaney has gone deeper than he normally goes tonight, but more out of necessity than anything else. And now Allen just blindsided by a Mike Dunleavy screen. Somebody's got to call that.
Well, he said screens. I mean, he's weighing 20 pounds. It's like a wall.
Tipped away by Greer, but he can't get to it. But look out, Dunleavy didn't see Jefferson. Good effort by Jefferson, but he can't come up with it.
Good hustle by Jefferson.
And a foul the other end on Greer. And more college hoops for you tomorrow night over on ESPN. Comes your way from Columbia, South Carolina. The Gamecocks taking on Kevin Braswell and the 15th-ranked Georgetown Hoyas. 7 Eastern tomorrow on ESPN. We talked about cupcakes. Georgetown was a team a few years ago. They got the rap, and rightly so, for not playing the kind of schedule that John Chaney will play. And they don't play a Temple schedule, but they're getting there. They're playing South Carolina tomorrow. They'll play Virginia. They'll play UCLA this year. So Craig Esherick is starting to load up with some tough non-conference competition.
Yeah, and you're right. That has been the knock on that program over the years. But I think Coach Esherick realizes that, and they're going to step it up. And as they make those schedules, a year or 2 years in advance, they're going to try to include some teams that are a little more tougher caliber, especially non-conference.
Wide open Big East. Syracuse is already 9-0. Connecticut looks pretty good. Rebound for Jay Jamison getting some action underneath Jefferson is. And now Boozer rinks it down.
What a good job Syracuse has done. Jim Boeheim's got those guys hitting on all cylinders, playing excellent basketball.
With Coach Boeheim, a speedy return to good health. He's turned the team over to Bernie Fine for the time being. Boy, every December you look up, Syracuse is 9-0, and they won the preseason NIT this year, so they've had some quality wins.
Yeah, Comfort shoots the basketball extremely well. They've got some guys who really get on the backboard. They push the ball. Very fun team to watch.
You can see them Saturday at NC State on ESPN. Duhan at the line.
NC State looking for a big year. Struggled a little bit early. Hertz Index going to do a good job for those guys this year. That's going to be a turnaround year for them. They're going to do some good things in the ACC, I believe. I believe they're going to surprise some people. Got some good young basketball players on that team, and Hertz Index is committed to running the ball a little bit more this year. So be interesting to see what happens.
Well, as a guy who played in this conference, the ACC, and you live in this area, give us a 30-second rundown on how you see it turning out.
I tell you, Duke is above, head and shoulders above everyone. I think Maryland's second. I like Virginia. I think they're going to get in the mix. Then you got North Carolina State, North Carolina, and Clemson. Those teams, it's always tough in the ACC.
Interesting to see how Carolina's going to bounce back. Got that win over Georgia Tech to get Matt Doherty his first. Of course, they've got Kentucky coming up. And North Carolina, well, usually we see them up here, but they're not up here right now. But look at the ACC with 3 of the top 7 teams in the country, according to the ESPN USA Today Coaches Poll.
Boy, that Duke-Maryland game, that's going to be like a heavyweight fight. That's going to be like Lennox Lewis and Mike Tyson slugging it out. You get Big Lonnie Baxter, Carlos Booth, both guys about the same size, going at it. Juan Dick. I mean, this is going to be a heck of basketball. I can't wait to say not go at it.
championships under Coach K, 9 trips to the Final Four in the last 16 years. Think about that.
Commitment to excellence. That's what that means.
Trying to become the first team since the Blue Devils of 91 and 92 to win 2 consecutive national titles. Coach K, though, is quick to say, we're not defending anything. New group, new season, new challenges. They're trying to win this year. He doesn't want to talk about last year now that it's a new season.
Well, he's an excellent coach. I mean, I think Coach Shefty, he's a young guy. He can coach this game for 10, 15 more seasons. I mean, he could win 4 more national championships, theoretically. I mean, I don't think it's unreasonable to think that.
By today's standards, it is a college basketball dynasty.
Oh, without question.
Williams out ahead of the pack. Chased by Jefferson. Lays it home.
Great transition bucket. It shows his speed and his strength.
26 points for Jason Williams. It has to be considered his best all-round game of the season. We are here at Cameron Indoor Stadium. Dan Shulman, Brad Doherty, and Mark Jones with you. Number 1 Duke got out to an 18-3 lead on Temple, and the closest Temple got it since then was 9, with Jason Williams, who was really struggling shooting the ball coming into tonight, had a huge first half, 26 points on the night. Mike Dunleavy with 22, and Duke now starting to run it up, leading by 23 on the underman, and tonight, somewhat overmatched Temple Owls.
Really looking like the old Duke basketball team we saw at the end of last year. You've seen glimpses of that. Obviously, they're missing a great player like Shane Battier, but there's a ton of talent on this basketball team. And just cultivating that talent is the tough thing as a coach. Everyone talks about how many great players you have. You got to get those guys to play together.
More college basketball coming your way over on ESPN at midnight Eastern. Reese Davis, Jay Billis, and Andy Katz bring you College Hoops Tonight. And you can see it Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays every week at midnight Eastern time. All the highlights and analysis from today's game and a look ahead to some of the big games coming up. There's a hoop head right there, huh? Boy, if you don't see it here, you won't see it.
Hey, that's too many physics classes. That's what happens to you right there.
Well, Krzyzewskiville outside the arena with the fans, the kids, the students line up early. First come, first serve here in the student section.
Boy, look at that. Look at that tuition money going to work right there.
Mom and Dad are proud, huh? Now it's another experience, really, like coming here.
It is the best experience in college basketball. Yes. No doubt.
And whether you're playing, whether you're announcing, or whether you're just a student who's rushing in, you work up a sweat here at Cameron. Good position inside for Rollerson with another block. That's got him at least 4 tonight.
Well, he's not allowing Carlos Boozer to get near the basket. One of the knocks on Boozer is he has trouble with big centers. And he's got a tough time with Rollerson.
And pretty impressive, the stamina for the big guy, and I mean big guy, Ron Rollerson, who's only missed a couple of minutes of action.
Yeah. And he's personally shut down Boozer on the inside. Yep. Boozer's done a lot of other things, though. He's been very important part of this offense and kept the ball moving and rebound the ball, but he's not going up against Rollerson mano-a-mano and coming away with a lot of success.
Officially, 5 blocks for Rollerson tonight, and once Lyde gets over the ankle injury and gets healthy, I can't really call them twin towers. They're too wide to be considered towers, but what a dynamic duo they're going to have on the inside.
Well, block out the sun, man, when they're on the court together. These big guys, and Lyde's got great feet, good footwork, gets around the basket well, real nimble for a big guy.
Near the 4-minute mark and a big lead for Duke. Now here's Boozer going to work, and Rollerson just gave him a little push. First foul on the big guy.
Like Boozer may have hooked just a little bit there, but beat Rollerson to the middle of the lane. That's the important thing. That's what the officials see. What's up with that call? I think he felt like he got hooked, and rightly so. But you've got to beat that. You can't let that guy step in front of you, and Boozer beat him to the middle.
He's discovering that he's got 2 quality players on the inside to go to the outside threat of the victory. And you know this team, they're going to be something. They're going to be somewhere in February and March.
I was just watching Mike Dunleavy. His game, those 20 pounds we talked about, he was boxed out by Ron Rollerson, and I don't think that 20 pounds helped him at all in that situation.
Still about 80 shy of Rollerson. 4 to play. Duke on its way to a 7-0 start. Temple with a loss would have dropped to 3-3. Stolen by Dunleavy. Look ahead. Daniel Lewis. Two-handed grand.
Great look by Dunleavy. Very unselfish basketball. They're on fire right now. It's Temple's just got to play this thing out. Play smart. Try not to turn the basketball over. They're in a deep, deep hole. I don't think they're going to get out of it.
Slammed home by Polk. Second time he's done that tonight.
Well, Barry Polk has really come to play tonight.
3 minutes to go. Polk is really working hard. 19 points. He's had good energy all night.
Oh, he's been impressive. He's played a good basketball game. And Glenn Griggard has just got on track.
Duhan from the baseline. Too strong.
Well, I like Mike Dunleavy in there. He's trying to get every rebound. That is outstanding. That is going to be a big asset to have a 6'9" guy rebound, dribble, shoot, pass.
4 starters still on the floor for Duke. Polk again.
Woo, what a good shot.
And Rollerson. And it lost it.
Big Rollerson had his hands on that basketball. That should never get away from him.
30-second timeout taken by Mike Krzyzewski.
He's going to give his starters a break, bring some subs in, let everybody get a play.
Well, let's show you some of the hops that we have seen on both sides tonight. Second time we've seen Ryan Polk do that.
Outstanding finish. Mike Dunleavy gives a great pass out. Freshman Ewing gets the opportunity to go home and slam it home. Oh, yeah, there you go.
Boy, what goes up, I guess eventually must come down. It took a while for you to come back down to earth.
Good-looking young freshman.
Jason Williams, Mike Dunleavy, Chris Duhan, they have all been impressive here tonight. And we'll have post-game coverage from Cameron on ESPN News shortly following the completion of this game. Don't forget College Hoops tonight, midnight Eastern on ESPN, and we'll send you, or you can look in on SportsCenter over on ESPN in less than 10 minutes. Wall-to-wall college ball here this time of year.
Dante Jones hadn't been in quite a while. He's back in to get a few minutes.
Horvath, Sanders also back into the game. Ewing baseline. They have been so unselfish all night. Good shot. Dante for 3.
That's what he's got to develop. He's got to continue to develop that perimeter game that goes along with the great athletic ability, become a little more fundamentally sound. He's going to be a superstar.
No question, he's one of the best athletes in the ACC, but needs to improve some of the skills. Lynn Greer is so tricky at creating that space. He dribbles in and that left arm just nudges the defender away, and he somehow gets the shot off.
Yeah, and he's wrong-handed. You know, that's the problem. He's wrong-handed. He's got that left-handed shot. It's so difficult to guard a guy when you're cheating. You're always cheating on that left-hand side, and it really throws you off base because you think that shot is going to come from that right hand, but it never does.
Polk at the line, his 20th point. And Elliott back into the game for 2. Duhan comes out. Andre Buckner comes in. Been nursing a knee injury. This is his first appearance of the season. And with Buckner touching the ball, another reason for the kids to go wild here in Cameron. They don't need much of an excuse, though. They are always a full-fledged experience here at Cameron Indoor Stadium. More on Krzyzewskiville and the Dukies when we come back.
Away from home, need to make a call. Chances are you're going to get hit with a high rate. Well, not anymore. Now there's Minute Pass. With Minute Pass, you know you're getting cheap rates because you buy your minutes up front. Just pick the size that's right for you.
With my Minute Pass, it's 8 cents a minute, home or away.
And your minutes never expire.
When I need more minutes, I just recharge my Minute Pass, and I get bonus minutes every time.
Heading out, take Minute Pass.
Call 1-800-777-5000 or visit MinutePass.com.
Minute Pass, your pass to a great low rate.
Birds gotta fly. I'm gonna love one man till I die. Can't help loving that man of mine.
Want your pets to love you too? All you need for the holidays is the most popular pet site online and Visa. PetSmart.com's preferred way to pay.
Can't help loving that man of mine. 1:43 to play here at Cameron Indoor Stadium. Duke leading big time, 80-55. Usually the epicenter of activity here on campus is Krzyzewskiville. Usually students line up for hours, sometimes weeks, sometimes months in anticipation of getting a premium seat to the big game, but not the case today. Early this morning at 11:38 a.m., all but 1 tent. And you know what, guys? Usually I come back and get my own seat, but guys, I move my feet for 1 minute. What happens? I get a Duke student here. Laura, what are you doing? Studying?
Chinese test tomorrow.
What do you need, like 1,800 to get into school here on your SATs?
I don't think it goes that high.
What is this, Chinese? Look at Brad. Look at this stuff. This is incredible. It's Chinese. And if you can understand any of this, man, I don't know. Good luck in your testimony.
Thank you.
I can't believe it. Studying at a basketball game. That's
unbelievable. That is unbelievable. What a fan. Chinese, my goodness.
I guess when you spend your whole day sitting out at Krzyzewskiville, you better bring the books to the ball game.
Better bring something. You probably haven't been to class. I have trouble with English. That's less Chinese.
Another turnover. Whether it was Ewing or now Buckner or Duhan or Williams or Jones or Dunleavy, that was enough to even pull her away from her study.
I mean, look at that. What is that? My goodness. That is outstanding.
Ewing slashes to the basket and draws the foul.
Hey, Brad, I'm not sure if it's the case with you, but when I was in school, the theory was on tests, cooperate and graduate. I'm not sure what they say in Carolina.
Something along those lines, Mark. Something along those lines.
We are inside the final minute. She's still hanging in. Maybe her parents sitting at home.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they gotta be proud of her. She's here supporting her school and doing her homework and studying for tests. Wonderful.
Unbelievably warm here today. 75 degrees. Record temperatures through months of the country. I think we'll see more temps in January when it drops to about 20 degrees.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Been an impressive performance for Duke. One of the best games that they have played. Remember, their first game in the Valley, squeaked by Seton Hall by 1. Needed a Jason Williams steal at the end to seal it. Smith from outside, almost banks in the 3. Polk almost with his third follow jam. Jamison to the cutter, and Smith will lay it in.
Good job. Good job by Temple. They continue to play hard. Got some guys in, don't get a lot of minutes. Good experience for them. It's going to help them at the end of the year.
Temple is going to drop 3 and 3. You can see him against Villanova Saturday night, 8 Eastern on ESPN. Duke will go to 7-0. They will be at Michigan on the weekend. And for many of you, the next time you will see Duke in the Jimmy V, December the 18th against Kentucky.
That's going to be a ball game. I'm excited already. I can't wait. I'm going to mark my calendar for that.
Dante Jones still getting some time here. Final 30 seconds. 18-3 lead early for Duke. Temple got it to 9 late in the first half. But Duke ran away from him here to win the game.
Duke's just much more deep basketball team. They had a great game plan. They were very aggressive tonight. I think they're trying to prove some things to themselves.
And that's all. The Blue Devils are 7-0. Huge night for Jason Williams and Mike Dunleavy as Duke drubs Temple 82-57. Williams and Dunleavy combining for 50 points as the two Hall of Famers get together at center court one more time. John Chaney, the Owls, dropped to 3 and 3. Mike Krzyzewski and the Blue Devils are now 7-0 after an impressive performance tonight in front of another packed house at Cameron Indoor Stadium. So the Blue Devils will get ready for Michigan. Temple's going to get ready for another Big 5 battle against Villanova, but you had to be impressed with what you saw for the Blue Devils tonight. Great energy, unselfish basketball, and a 25-point win. Coming up next is the 2001 Wheelchair Billiards here on ESPN2. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to ESPN.com. 25-point win for the Dukies over Temple here tonight. For Brad Doherty and Mark Jones, I'm Dan Shulman. Thanks for watching. Good night.
Welcome to Magoo's Billiards, Tulsa, Oklahoma, for the Olhausen International Pro Wheelchair 9-ball doubles.
Throwing, touchdown, Oregon. Play action. Harrington looking. He will run and score the touchdown.
With over 2,400 passing yards and 23 touchdown passes, Joey Harrington led Oregon to the best record in school history this season, which of course explains why he is a finalist for this year's Heisman Trophy. The Ducks quarterback joins me now from the All-Star Cafe at Walt Disney World in Florida. Joey, great to have you on the show. How are you?
I'm doing well. Yourself?
Doing great. Good to have you on the show. Hey, Joe, this race for Heisman Trophy is as wide open as we have seen in recent years. Do you think that any of the 4 finalists have the inside track?
I don't know how to answer that question because there's so many different things that each of us have done this season through our careers. You know, it all depends on how you interpret the phrase most outstanding college football player. You know, you can go on statistics, on what you mean to your team, on the best player on the best team in the country. You know, there's so many different ways to interpret it. It's a tough call.
Yeah, exactly right. In fact, I was going to ask you that very question. What exactly does it mean right now? Is the Heisman Trophy for the most outstanding player in the country, or is it for the best player on the best team? What do you personally think?
Personally, I don't know. You know, I've always kind of followed it loosely. You know, I've rooted for my fans, you know, or rooted for the players I liked. I always wanted Peyton Manning and the Notre Dame players to win, but I've never really sat down and thought about it. It's always just seemed to be the best players from the top 5 or 6, you know, 5 or 10 schools in the country that always seem to be invited.
So let me put it to you one last way. 23 touchdowns, 5 picks, a Pac-10 championship. Did you do enough to get the award?
I don't know. You know, like I said from the beginning of the season, I just tried to put our team in a position to win football games. And by winning football games, you know, all the award stuff at the end of the season will come. So, you know, I did what I could on the field, and we'll see what happens on Saturday.
So let's talk about the beginning of the season. At the beginning of the season, they dropped a mural. Not just a mural, but a 10-story mural, and not just anywhere but in Manhattan with your picture. Now, when you first saw that, did you think to yourself, you know what, that's pretty cool? Or when you first saw that, did you think, what are you people doing?
It was kind of a mixed reaction. You know, it's something that nobody else had done before. But at the same time, it was fun. You know, how many people can say in 20 years, you know, when they're talking to their kids, that they had a 10-story billboard of themselves in downtown Manhattan? It was a fun deal. But at the same time, you know, it put a lot of pressure on us to perform this year as a team. But you know, we came through it, and I think we really impressed a lot of people along the way.
Hey, I was about to say, that's part of the territory. If you're going to be a quarterback at a program that's got a chance to win a major conference and contend for a national championship, there's going to be some pressure. But if you're a Heisman Trophy candidate, there is a certain burden that goes along with it week to week, isn't there?
Absolutely. You know, you feel like you have to perform every week. But, you know, I honestly just tried to ignore that stuff this year. We had so much talent on our team, more than I've ever been a part of, that I thought if I could just put us in a position to be successful on the field, and you know, all that stuff would translate into success at the end of the season.
Yeah, I'm a West Coast guy, Joey, so I'm probably preaching to the choir here. I understand the Pac-10. I watch a lot of Pac-10 football. Year in and year out, there's some skilled guys in the Pac-10. There's some great football played in the Pac-10. Amazingly, though, nobody since 1981 has won the Heisman Trophy. That was Marcus Allen. Very clearly, not everybody on the East Coast can stay up and watch those games. That's got to be something of a concern for you.
Yes and no. You know, in situations like this, yeah, it may be. There is a somewhat of a bias just because the East Coast doesn't get a chance to watch our games. You know, our late games on Fox start at 10 o'clock on the East Coast, and a lot of sports writers are going to bed or going to see their families by then. You know, but if we had taken care of our business during the season, we really wouldn't be in that position to have to worry about it.
You know, which brings you to the next point. You've got a Fiesta Bowl shot. You've got a shot against Colorado, who's playing as well as anybody in the nation right now. That's great news. I think if somebody came to you before the year started and said, we'll put you in against Colorado in the Fiesta Bowl, you might say, you're not going to live with that, unless, of course, you think you should be in the Rose Bowl.
Well, you know, I would love to be in the Rose Bowl. That was obviously our goal from the start of the season. But, you know, if somebody did come up to me preseason and say, hey, you're going to be playing on January 1st with back-to-back conference championships against one of the best teams in college football, I'd have to say all right to that.
Now, you would also say to me, it is the system. I can't fight the system. I'm going to roll with the system. But I would say to you, does the system work?
That's a tough call. I don't know. Personally, I think there are some problems. Just because in years past, you know, when I've been growing up watching college football, there were two things that really ended a national championship run. That was 2 losses, and that was a loss late in the season. Right now, the teams that are ahead of us have both of those, have 2 losses and have a loss at the end of the season. And Colorado, who beat Nebraska, is still sitting behind them. So, you know, I think there are flaws in the system, but it is better than simply a straight vote. It takes into a lot of other things into account.
All right, so you're a Heisman Trophy finalist. You've got a shot for the hardware. Would you trade a Heisman Trophy win for a shot to play in the Rose Bowl this year?
I would do anything to play in the Rose Bowl. That has been a dream since day one. You know, ever since our group of freshmen came into Oregon, we sat down and said we want to have a shot to play for the national championship. And I would trade anything. I would trade this trip to Florida. I'd trade the trip to New York this weekend just to be playing in Pasadena on the 3rd.
All right, so we'll see if the numbers are good enough. Joe, congratulations. It was a great year. Nice to have you on the last word. Good luck on Saturday.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Nice to talk to you. All right, Jay Harrington, when we come back, we'll change of gears. In fact, play 2. I will be joined by the only man in college football history to win the Heisman.
Nonetheless. And believe it or not, this turned out to be the warmest day of the week, even though we believe it had nothing to do with the guys from Miami coming in. But we were all kind of stunned. It hit 50 degrees here for the first time in quite a while.
All right, we're getting a weather report with the heat in town. It's a play on words, and it's a beautiful one at best. Brett Berry for 3, 87-86 at the end of 3. The Sonics' first lead, 4th quarter. Anthony Carter runs into Eddie Jones, and, well, he coughs up an air ball. Pat Riley not thrilled. Ty Johnson explains the cold heat to
When
us.
a basketball hits the rim many times over, it generates friction, which gives you kind of a cold heat when a particularly bad basketball team comes to town.
It's amazing what you can learn on Sports Center. Thank you, Todd. Under 3 seconds, Sonics by 2.
He did it! We're going to overtime!
Jimmy Jackson just signed this week, sent it into OT, and then Alonzo Mourning down low for the bucket. The Heat goes on to win 98-94. That is Miami's first ever win in Seattle. They were 0-13 there in their franchise history. The Heat snaps that 12-game losing streak. Miami's previous win also came against Seattle in overtime. Zoe with 21 points. He ties a season high with 12 rebounds. The Sonics have now dropped 3 in a row.
Sixers taking on the Spurs, AIDNP, because of a thumb.
Would be Rashard Lewis between the corner and the bucket. Sonics trail by 8 going into the second. More GP with a runner that goes sidewinder. Peyton with 13 points in the first half. Former Blazer Brian Grant. He's a workhorse. Blue collar down low. Black and blue by game's end. He earned that. His Heat take a 7-point lead to the half. Third corner was all Sonics. They outscore Miami by 8. The biggest shot beat the buzzer when Brent Berry buries the 3. That for the 1-point go-ahead. In the fourth, another former Blazer. Rod Strickland runs the point, breaks the tape with a 2-ball. Heat take a 3-point lead. Berry's outside shooting keeps the Sonics close, nip and tuck down the stretch. Berry tucks in 3 more. But no thing is a sure thing. The Sonics lose in overtime, 98-94. From Portland, the Blazers are still waiting to break out.
Harrington, season low 5 at Phoenix, November 8th. Could Zoe include slam Zoe? He gets the runner. And yes, the Heat soaring high and sending it down strong.
Secondary.
Pontiac Jazz, a very popular singer and songwriter from Philadelphia. Tonight she's performing the first single from her latest CD. Here it is right here, Misunderstood. Please welcome Hank.
great.
Thank you.
Be right back right after this. Nice job. Thanks, you guys.
There's never been a cheaper time to get state-of-the-art electronics at Amazon.com/NBC. And now through December 10th, get free shipping on all your orders over $99.
NBC Sunday's Law & Order Criminal Intent is all new. Who killed one of the world's richest men? His servant, his son, his wife.
Was she cheating? My husband and I had a very healthy sex life.
You watched it happen. The answer is in this box. All new Law & Order Criminal Intent, NBC Sunday.
News Channel 8, winner of the Associated Press Award for Best Newscast.
Everybody out?
Hey, it's all clear.
Where we leave off at, dog?
All tied up, 189.
Tickets to upcoming Blazers games are on sale now. Call 1-800-4NBA-TICKS or log on to Blazers.com.
Take glorious colors, exquisite designs, and thousands from which to choose, and you'll have a holiday rug event from Northwest Rugs fit for the season and all at reduced prices. Choose from a special assortment of rugs from around the world, in sizes from accent to room to runners to squares. No matter what rug is on your holiday list, the experts from Northwest Rugs will be delighted to help find it. Northwest Rugs, once-a-year holiday sale, Wilsonville, Tiger, Tannisbourne, and Jansen Beach.
You know what Subway's Jared is going to eat? It's turkey and veggies, his daily treat.
Actually, Subway has a lot of other great tasting sandwiches I love too.
Subway has 7 delicious sandwiches with just 6 grams of fat or less, like a roasted chicken breast sandwich.
Subway, eat fresh.
Want to add some fun to your party? Come to Subway and pick up a Subway party platter or a 6-foot party sub. They're fresh made and ready to serve. Your choice of delicious meats and toppings on fresh baked gourmet bread. Available at Subway.
Subway, eat fresh.
Beautiful from Estee Lauder. Beautiful holidays begin now. This beautiful...
Ocean's 11.